All right, so let's do an example and go over each of the three approaches using some numbers. So the example says you are considering an investment in a machine that costs $440,000. It's expected to generate an annual extra cash flow of $140,000 a year in perpetuity. Tax rate is 40%, and the unlevered cost of equity is 20%. And you're also considering adding or financing part of this with debt, and the amount is going to be $116,667 at 10% debt. So calculate or evaluate the project using the three approaches. So we're going to start with the FTE approach first. Okay, so in order to do this, I'm going to first show you that it doesn't make sense to do this as a fully equity funded project. Okay, so let's say, what's the value of this project if it was just funded by equity? The value of the project is going to be equal to the cash flows that you get divided by the unlevered cost of equity. Okay? And the cash flows essentially are the unlevered cash flows. So what are the unlevered cash flows? The unlevered cash flows are $140,000. Okay, so I'll just call this cash first of all, but we are also going to have taxes, and these are at 40%. Okay, so $56,000 would be paid in taxes. So the unlevered cash flow from this is going to be $84,000. Okay, so after tax, this machine is going to generate $84,000 a year. So if we substitute that information into here, we have $84,000 as your unlevered cash flows, and we are told that the unlevered cost of equity is 20%, then the value of this project is $420,000. Now clearly, it doesn't make sense to do it. It costs $440, and it's going to generate $420. Therefore, it has a net value is equal to 420 minus 440, which is the cost. So negative 20,000. Okay, so you do not do this project. But the disclaimer here is if this is funded with 100% equity. And what this is saying is the project is not earning the 20%. The equity is requiring 20% as a return, and if it's negative, the implication is it's earning some number less than 20. Now, what if it's financed by debt or partial debt, like we had in this situation? So in now, right here with debt of 116,667. The reason that number is so unusual is it helps create round numbers later on. So we're going to say the pre-tax cash flow is exactly the same as above. Okay, so before we deduct everything, we ended up with 140,000 per year. Okay, so that was the number that we started with right up here. And now we're going to take out interest. And this is 10% of the debt. The debt was 116,000, so the interest is going to be 11,667. Right, and that leaves us with a subtotal of 128,333. And now we put taxes on that at 40%. So we end up with taxes of 51,333. And now our levered cash flow is 77,000. So now we're going to use that formula that we had, that FTE is equal to the sum of all of the levered cash flows divided by 1 plus RL. to the power of t minus the net investment amount. So you had the investment minus the debt. Okay, so we have everything here except we do not have this number, and that's gonna that's gonna create some calculations for us to do.